So with this, we are going to load into this program a vector graphic, a scalable vector graphic. We're going to use our PShape variable to display it, and we're going to make it move around the screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is load it in. So I'm going to go into our sketch, and we're going to go add file. And it's right here on my desktop. I click open, and it's now in the data folder. So I'm going to make, for these SVG files, we're going to use what's called the PShape, and we're going to give this thing a name. I'm going to call it Popsicle, and we're going to make our continuous functions here. So I'm going to go void setup and get my braces going, and let's do a draw as well. And all right. So size, let's go big. We'll go display width and display height. So it'll be full screen. And smooth it out. And all right, so let's load. So now that we have an instance here, this is essentially creating a PShape variable, and I'm naming that variable Popsicle. Here I need to load the file. So I'm going to call the variable name Popsicle, and I'm going to use the load shape function, and it's actually called Popsicle2, and it's an SVG, and there we are. So this will actually load it into memory for us to use. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shape mode function, similar to like a rect mode. It's going to just try to center it. But it depends on how the graphic was made. So I'm not sure if this will work or not, but we will put it in there and hope for the best. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm thinking I just want to rotate this. I'm going to move it to the center of the screen and rotate it. And what's nice about the PShape is it gives us some methods that we can use to do that. So let's do, we're going to call our variable, and I'm going to use the rotate method here. So I use the dot syntax for it, and let's do, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to need a variable for that. So I'm going to go up here and create a global variable, and we'll go angle, and we'll make it pretty small, just so it's a very slight, and we'll add that here, and then we need to call out our shape function, and here's what's going to display it actually to the screen, and then we need to give it a place to do that from. Let's do display width. We'll divide that by 2. And I don't know how well this is going to work, but perfect world. Let's see what happens. So I'll go into present mode. We'll go full screen here. And all right. So the width and height not quite working. Here he comes again. So let's try, let's just put some hard values in it just so we can get it. We'll try this. And let's just do this again. Alright, that's a little more center. Alright, so he's just flipping around here. Now I want to show you one other thing too. You know, a lot of times you can call let's say I call a background, and I give it a value, and this will erase all of the trails that are happening behind him. So he'll just kind of move around. Right, so the background kind of erases it completely. Another thing, I wonder if you can put it in here. Let me try this. Yeah, no, not working. Okay, so this is an old trick. What we're going to do is actually call in a fill color instead of the background. And because what I want to do is create kind of a trail, but I want it to erase. So I want to use transparency to do that. So I'm going to build a fill here. I'm going to give it some transparency. And then I'm going to build a rectangle that's going to be the same size as the screen. So we're going to start it at 0, 0. And we'll go width just to make things easier for us right now. And so what will happen now is that he'll get a little bit of a blur as he goes through, and then it'll start fading itself out. So there he is. The graphic wasn't built centrally, so he's not going to rotate around. It's rotating a center, but it's probably the top of the page from where he was built. But anyways, he's moving around. He's displayed to the screen, and we're getting something from it. So pretty easy to load vector shapes. You can create those in Inkscape or Illustrator. There's also a lot of sites that give away free sort of vector clip art SVG files, so you can get some there and play around with them as well.